Alright, my name is Brian Amwai. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Philista Adundo. Welcome once again to Lookup Weekend here on Lookuptv. We do appreciate that you took your time to trust us to bring you up to date with news making headlines across the country. We do not take that for granted. These are the top stories tonight. Tonight, Kenyan Kelvin Kiptum wins the TCS London Marathon after running the second fastest marathon in history. Also tonight, in Shakahola, homicide detectives on Sunday exhumed more bodies of victims in the Shakahola church cult. Unga conundrum. Ruto promises that prices of unga will go down by next week. And ICC confirms receiving Azimio letter to probe anti-government killings. We do welcome you to give your feedback on the stories that we are running today and also telling us exactly where you are watching us from, and we'll be able to sample your feedback as we continue with the program tonight. That is at Lookuptv across all social media platforms. That is on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Twitter. My handle is Amwai Brian. We are live on Facebook, like I said, and also on YouTube. Be sure to send your feedback on those particular platforms, and we'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. Let's start with some good news and across the borders. Now, Kelvin Kiptum clinched this year's London Marathon after clocking 2 hours, 1 minute and 25 seconds to break the London Marathon. Now, New York two-times winner Geoffrey Kimwaror finished in the second place. In the female side, Stefan Hassan of Netherlands won the race, while Kenya's Paris Jepchirchir finished third. Now to a story that has been making headlines for the better part of last week. At least 39 bodies have so far been exhumed from the controversial graves in Shakahola, Kilifi County, believed to be those of Paul Mackenzie's Good News International Church followers. And as Ian Ketani now reports, the exhumation of the bodies entered day 3 on Sunday, where 18 more bodies were again exhumed.
Shakahola Magarini in Kilifi County. The exhumation exercise entered day 3 today after new graves believed to be those of Paul Mackenzie's followers were discovered in the area. 6 more bodies have been exhumed today, taking the total number to 27 from the 65 new graves discovered in Shakahola. The exercise is being conducted under the hawk eyes of officers from the Directorate of Criminal Investigation and Red Cross Kenya. Reports further indicate that of the bodies exhumed, most of them were of children under the age of 18.
Kama idadi tunapopata kutoka kwa makaburi yanayochimbuliwa, watoto ni wengi ambao waliathirika. Wengi kati yao wanatolewa ni miili ya watoto. Hii ni pigo kubwa sana kwetu kama idara ya watoto ambao tuko kipaumbele kutetea haki za watoto wetu. Haya yote yalofanyika ni makubwa sana na ni pigo kwa taifa letu nzima, hasa idara ya watoto tunaokuwa mbele kutetea hizi haki za watoto.
As the exhumation exercise continues, Mackenzie is said to have been a taxi driver in Malindi before opening the Good News International Church. And as one of the taxi drivers narrates, his church had gathered pace before worshippers shifted to other churches due to his controversial teachings.
Tumekaa naye sana Paulo kwa huo muda kiasi cha kuwa yeye saa hii ni mwenyeji. Manake tumekaa naye hapa zaidi ya miaka mingi. Mackenzie akakuwa pastor. Ilikuwa ni furaha yetu sisi sana kubwa, kwa sababu tunajua tuna kijana ambaye tumekaa naye hapa miaka mingi, tunamjua tabia zake nzuri, anapenda kucheka na wenzake. Changamoto ilipokuja, ilikuja baada ya yeye kuanza kuamrisha wakina mama wasinyoe, watoto wasiende shule, wakigonjeka wasiende mahospitali, na kama uko na certificate yoyote uichome.
One of Mackenzie's former followers narrated how Mackenzie's church took a different turn after he started denouncing other religions among other issues.
Kwa hivyo nilimjua Mackenzie kama taxi driver mwenzangu. Mimi nilikuwa kaosha mpaka nikawa driver hapo. Na nikiwa namjua. Sasa kitu ambacho mimi nilikuja kunifanya mpaka nitoke kwa hiyo kanisa, nilianza kusikia mahubiri ya kuingilia dini nyingine kama Waislamu, wana Katoliki, vitu vile. Sasa nikaona kumeanza kuingia siasa katika hiyo kanisa. So upande wangu tayari roho yangu ilikataa. Niliacha bibi hapo na watoto wakiendelea kwa kanisa. Na ilipofikia mambo ya kwamba watoto wasiende shule, hapo sasa ndio akili yangu ilianza kugeuka. Kwa nini watoto wasisome?
Even as investigations continue, the exhumation of bodies on the search for more bodies continue as Paul Mackenzie remains behind bars. Ian Kitani, Lookuptv.
Right, now tonight the International Criminal Court ICC has officially received a request by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition to investigate what the Azimio claims was a plot of killings of its supporters by the police during the demonstrations. Now the office of the prosecutor confirmed to the Daily Nation that it has the letter detailing individuals the opposition says were killed by the security officers. In a detailed report on the Sunday Nation, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya has set in motion what could be a court battle at the International Criminal Court after they wrote a letter to the Hague-based court complaining about the police brutality against their supporters during demonstrations. The Office of the Prosecutor, OTP, told the Sunday Nation that it has the letter detailing individuals the opposition says were killed or wounded by security officers. In the letter, Raila, through lawyer Paul Mwangi, the Azimio faction wants ICC prosecutor Karim Khan to investigate Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome for violating the constitution by declaring the opposition protests illegal. The coalition has listed an alleged special squad of police created by Koome to unleash terror on its supporters. Among the concerns shared by the opposition is alleged police negligence during the raid at the Northlands farm in Ruiru, Kiambu County, and the destruction of property at East Africa Spectre that is owned by the opposition leader Raila Odinga. The prosecutor, however, has not made any comments on the status of the case. The Office of the Prosecutor neither confirmed nor denied if the grounds cited by Azimio met the threshold for the pre-trial chamber to authorize investigations and a determination on whether the matter will move to prosecution. Under Article 15 of the Rome Statute, any individual or group may send information on alleged crimes to the ICC prosecutor, who is duty-bound to protect the confidentiality of the information received. The Office of the Prosecutor, therefore, does not comment on such communications beyond confirming receipt, if the sender has made that public. End of quote. The IG, in a recent response, dismissed the letter as a mix of propaganda and half-truth, saying it left out victims of criminals who took advantage of the protest to loot from businesses and destroy property.
Ntalinda mdogo na mkubwa na nimesema bila woga na bila kutishwa. In any case, hata ukisema nini enda huko. I have patriotic police officers who will take over from me and do the job. I'm not worried by that. If I'm not there, I have over 110,000 patriotic policemen and women who can take over from Koome and do the job. And they will not do it in a different way.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua poked holes in Azimio's letter to the International Criminal Court. According to Gachagua, Raila and his team should instead be sent to The Hague for carrying what he argued were illegal protests that culminated in the loss of lives and destruction of property.
Azimio characters are threatening to deport me at The Hague. I don't know how defending your boss can be a crime against humanity. I think these Azimio characters have lost their head. Yeah? I think they have been in the streets for many years. They don't even think well.
If after examination the prosecutor concludes that the information does not constitute a reasonable basis for an investigation, the office will inform Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition that the cited grounds fall short of the threshold. President William Ruto has promised Kenyans that the price of essential products, including unga, will continue to decrease as the opposition continues to maintain the return of weekly protests to force the government to reduce the cost of living. Now, President Ruto said this while attending a church service at Friends Church, Donholm. The president was accompanied by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and his wife, Tessie.
As the country stares at another round of weekly protests, President William Ruto, who joined Donholm residents for a church opening service, emphasized on the efforts his government is making to reduce the cost of living and improve on housing among Nairobi residents.
I want to promise you, tutabadilisha hii taifa letu la Kenya. Na hii changamoto tulio nayo, hii bei ya unga, tutateremusha. And this problem, we will get rid of it because we have the plan to make sure we have a stable country, we have enough food, and we have what it takes to change our country.
President Ruto explained the importance of religion, terming it as a uniting factor between the government and the opposition, calling on all leaders to work together to find solutions.
Tuwe wangwana, hawa wananchi waliamuka mapema kwa bidii. Tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 wakatupigia kura, wakamaliza kazi yao. Kazi ambayo imebaki sasa ni sisi kama viongozi kushirikiana, kufanya kazi pamoja ili tuweze kutatua matatizo ya hawa wananchi na kupanga maendeleo yao.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi expressed confidence in the Ruto-led government, citing the country is currently going through a difficult time.
The president has got a mammoth task to turn around this economy. And it will require everything. It will require prayer. It requires the hand of God. It also requires our sacrifice and our commitment and our patience as a people.
Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, echoing these sentiments, promised Nairobi residents of more great developments in the city.
Tunapanga mabarabara, tumeanza kutengeneza, najua mmekuwa mnaona, usafi inaanza kurudi, vijana tunaandika, Your Excellency, our tree planting is about to start, the rains are here. Between me and the Minister for Environment, we are waiting for supplementary, kwa sababu ni pesa kila wiki. 12,750 of our young people are going to be engaged. So tunaomba uzidi kutushikilia. Na ningependa kuomba wananchi wetu, it is time to work.
President Ruto's promise to lower the cost of living and consequently the price of flour comes just a few days before the Azimio coalition confirmed the return of weekly protests if the government does not heed to their demands. Audrey Cherotich, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
All right, that story by Audrey Cherotich takes us to our first break here on the program. But before I do that, let me just take your feedback here. Isaac Kiprotich Letting says churches should be regulated. This is in regards to what happened in Shakahola, Malindi, where victims' bodies are police are still exhuming, trying to rescue and find the people that were buried in those particular graves that had been identified. Okay. Also, someone else here, Pablo Mmoja says Ruiru is watching. Thank you so much, Pablo, for always making sure that you represent Ruiru. And Ras Bashir, where it says Natazama at Fort Jesus Busia. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the bulletin tonight. Continue engaging us on our socials. That is at Lookuptv. That is on Facebook, where you can be able to track your feedback as we continue the program tonight. I want to take that short break. When we come back, we'll be coming back with more news. Don't go too far.
Why Malindi? Any idea why the A-list celebrities, politicians choose Malindi as a destination? Is it the sandy, spotless white beaches, the rhythmic, relaxing oceanic waves, or is it the great potential investment opportunity that Malindi has to offer? Dark Balance, we are here with a variety of projects from as low as 99,000 shillings. You get an 8 1/5 of an acre with ready title deeds. Book your plot today with only 35,000 shillings and get a free return air ticket. Be the next investor in Malindi with Dagmar Loans. Call us now on 0740 888 111 or 0740 888 222. Dagmar Loans. We promise, we deliver. Why wait? Twende Malindi.
Hey darling, are we still on for a coffee date?
I'm waiting for you to come and pick me up.
I should be able to pick you in a few.
It's a coffee yogurt date?
It's not just a yogurt. It's royal coffee yogurt.
Flow with the sweet taste of thick and smooth Royal Fresh coffee yogurt. Royal Fresh, the royal taste of freshness.
Are you looking for a renowned institution of academic and professional excellence to kickstart your career? Then join KIPS Technical College, a top NEC, CASNEP, NITA, HRMPEB and KISIM examination center in Kenya, fully accredited by TVET Authority. We offer high-quality hands-on training in engineering, hospitality, tourism, journalism, ICT, business, accounting, hairdressing and beauty, health sciences, community development and foreign languages, and have placed over 26,000 graduates in employment since 1994. Admission for April intake is ongoing. Call 0720-813-113 or visit any of our 6 campuses located within Nairobi. KIPS Technical College, your sure path to success.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on the program. Me and, everybody that is making it a success this particular evening. We do appreciate that, and also welcome you to engage us on our socials at Amwai Brian on Twitter, at Lookuptv. We are also live on Facebook, that is at Lookuptv. Be sure to send your feedback. We'll be able to sample it as we continue the program tonight. All right, now in Bungoma County, Bungoma Senator David Wakoli and Kimilili, Member of Parliament Didmas Baraza, have accused police officers in Kaptama area for dragging the investigation into the alleged murder of the area bishop last week. Now, speaking during the burial, the politicians asked the police to fasten the investigation and identify the mastermind behind the killing.
Speaking at a burial of Bishop David Nyeo, was shot dead at Kaptama Market in Bungoma County last week. Bungoma Senator David Wakoli and Kimilili Member of Parliament Didmas Barasa have accused police officers of delaying investigation into the murder of the bishop.
Sisi tunataka polisi wawajibike ya kutafuta wale ambao walituma vijana ambao walikuja akaua huyu pastor huyu. Wale vijana ambao waliua huyu pastor hawana makosa na huyu, hawana tatizo na huyu pastor. Tuko na mtu bahali mkubwa ambaye pengine alikuwa na shida na pastor akapatia pesa pakuje wewe yeye.
The politicians asked the area police to up their game and identify those behind the killing, as Senator Okoli threatened to petition for a summoning of the Interior CS Kithure Kindiki to appear before the Senate.
Mimi nataka mahali hao vijana wako leo usiku polisi muende mfinya hao vijana kabisa mpaka watangaze mkubwa yao alikuwa ni nani, na kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Mimi kama mjumbe niko na kazi yangu ya kufanya. Mjumbe yenu Fred Kabonde ako na kazi yake ya kufanya. Kila chief ako na kazi yake ya kufanya. Polisi kazi yao ni kufanya uchunguzi na kuwakamata wale ambao ni majangili.
Nalipa ushuru na tunataka usalama hapa Mount Elgon. Mimi nimeambia hapa ACC, nimeambia Regional Commander, nimeambia County Commissioner mpya amekuja. Toka kwa ofisi Bungoma, kuja mashinani, fanya kazi, shika majamba.
So far, 5 people have been arrested and are assisting the police officers to carry out investigations.
Nikasema mume wangu, maana aliyokuwa nayo kwa familia yake, maana aliyokuwa nayo kwa sababu ya huduma, singewacha iende hivyo. Hata kitole changu nilichukua pete yake nikafisha katika kitole changu, ishara ya kwamba maana aliyokuwa nayo kwa familia.
Sasa story mingi gari hakuna mafuta, sijui polisi sijui ni wachache, hawapatikani. And we are saying that every single civil servant, anybody mwenye alipo mshahara na ushuru ya Wakenya mpaka afanye kazi yake.
Shedra Kareria, Lookuptv.
All right, we do hope that justice is served. Away from that to an interesting story. A joyous celebration was witnessed at the St. Teresa Equator Catholic Church in Oljoro Orok, Nyandarua County, after 12 couples solemnized their marriages in a mass wedding. Now, the couples exchanged vows in a colorful ceremony at the church, graced by hundreds of worshippers and local leaders, among them Oljoro Orok Member of Parliament Michael Mushira, and presided over by Bishop Joseph Mbatia of the Catholic Diocese of Nyahururu. David Alex with more.
At the St. Teresa Equator Catholic Parish in Oljoro Rock, Nyandarua County, a breathtaking sight of joy and celebrations graced the solemnization of 12 couples in a mass wedding. The exchange of vows was an extravagant and colorful ceremony attended by hundreds of worshippers and local leaders, including Oljoro Rock Member of Parliament Michael Mushira, and presided over by Bishop Joseph Mbatia of the Catholic Diocese of Nyahururu.
Tulikuwa tumekuja kwa hizi harusi, tumekuwa na harusi 12 hapa, na ni jambo ambalo limenifurahisha sana. Ni jambo ambalo ningetaka watu wengi wafanye hiyo harusi ya watu wengi, kwa sababu gharama ya harusi, unapata harusi moja inakuwa na gharama ya 1300, lakini wakishikana watu wengi gharama inarudi chini kwa sababu kuna economies of scale.
During his homily, Bishop Mbatia reminded the couples of their duties in maintaining a healthy and robust marriage.
Katika familia muwe na upendo wa kweli maishani mwenu, na mkatae yale maovu. Muyapende yaliyo mema. Hayo ndio maisha ya ndoa. Muwe na upendo wa kweli.
The newlyweds expressed their immense joy at having fulfilled their lifelong dream of solemnizing their marriages. They noted that the high cost of wedding planning had hindered them from doing it alone, and therefore the opportunity to share cost through mass weddings had made it affordable and accessible.
Na nimefurahia sana hii jubilee ya siku ya leo, kwa sababu tumekuwa tukitamani sana, tumekaa miaka mingi sana tukitamani kufanya harusi na ikasidikana, lakini kwa wakati huu tumepanga, ikiwa jubilee kanisa ikasimamia na sisi pia kidogo, mambo yakakuwa mzuri.
Bishop Mbatia's message was a poignant reminder of the responsibilities that come with marriage. The celebrations were a true reflection of the power of unity and the beauty of shared experiences. David Alex, Lookup TV.
Right, we do wish them the best. Listen, I do enjoy weddings because 1, we eat cake, 2, we dance. I love the choir, but not enough to actually desire to have one myself. All right, I did attend one because somebody related to me was getting married, and I was put on that particular line to, lead the groomsmen. So I'm pretty good at that. So that's one of the reasons as to why I enjoy them. So yeah. But getting married tricky. Away from that, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua met more than 250 Kenyans who live in Botswana. Gachagua is in Botswana to represent President William Ruto at the Forbes 30 Under 30 Summit Africa, where he had an engagement with Kenyans living in Botswana. Let's listen in to what happened there.
Kikwetu wanasema buzi ya kupewa haiangaliwi kama iko na meno.
Addressing tens of Kenyans in Botswana at Avani Hotel in the capital Gaborone, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua said the contribution of citizens abroad to the economy is of great good in boosting the Kenyan economy.
We have a responsible government, and there is no responsible government that can let anybody lose your savings. Once we work on that framework, and it is very clear and explained to you, on how you can save your money back home and you are earning interest, please do so that we can have a big reserve of our own money from the people of Kenya.
The second in command, who is flanked in his tour by the second lady Dorcas Rigathi and Principal Secretary for Diaspora Affairs Roslyn Njogu, lauded the Kenyans living in Botswana for their great contribution.
And you have made a difference to this country. And the people of this great country adore you, and they respect you for your professionalism and hard work. So you have been good ambassadors for our country. You have represented us well.
On the issue of increasing risk on investment back home through relatives, friends and fraudulent real estate agencies, Gachagua said this will be a thing of the past as the State Department for Diaspora Affairs will be working to fix the menace.
The government wants to create an investment forum guaranteed by government for the people in diaspora. How you can invest back home in a safe manner and your savings are safe. We'll be mapping out credible real estate developers to work with the State Department of Diaspora Affairs that can build homes for people abroad, and the government will guarantee.
During the engagement, Kenyans raised more other issues which Gachagua said the Kenya Kwanza regime will progressively address to ensure the diaspora community is comfortable to contribute to good governance of the country.
And as a government allocates sufficient funds to enable them register voters across the world and create polling stations within the country so that people can exercise their voting right and they can participate in the democratic process.
Innocent Ogaro, Lookup TV.
Now, autism disorder is a developmental disability caused by differences in the brain. People with autism often have problems with social communication and interaction. Tonight, we feature journalist Masimbone, who is creating awareness to parents with children living with autism to help embrace them in the society.
Autism, according to the World Health Organization (WHO), is a disease which affects one child in every 160 children globally. It is a biological problem that occurs during pregnancy before symptoms start becoming clear from 3 years after a child is born. Before then, specialists say it is near impossible to identify the symptoms. Some of the symptoms include child keeping to him or herself, failing to speak, jumping up and down, and even beating his or her fingers. As a result, some of the children face difficulties while growing up, like being denied their rights such as rights to live, being cared for, and their opinion not being sought before a decision is made. Children with autism, when given medical attention in good time, can grow into responsible adults, as stated by a caregiver. The caregiver further advises parents and guardians to allow children with autism to interact with others, adding that the medical condition is not caused by witchcraft.
Mwache kukaa na watoto nyumbani mkisema huyu alirogwa. Hapana, hiyo ni dhana potovu. Kaa mkijua tu ni hali ambayo ubongo wake unaingiza maelezo mengi kwa saa moja.
The most unreliable therapy for children with autism include what is known as sensory integration.
Sensory integration inawasaidia ubongo wao kuweza kufanya nini? Kupata concentration pole pole. Kwa maana kuna processes ambazo atapitia. Itamsaidia kutulia, anaweza fanya activity moja kama ametulia na itakuwa vema kwake.
According to Dr. Vitalis Juma, the medical superintendent at the Viga County Referral Hospital in Mbale, the health facility has a total of 4 occupational therapists who are dedicated to assisting children with autism, despite the fact the main challenge at the facility is lack of a speech therapist.
We have a team of 4 occupational therapists that are able to offer this service. Of course, as we are all aware that at times these children may not be able to communicate well, or they use non-verbal form of communication. So at the facility currently we lack the speech therapist, and it's our appeal that as we consider moving forward and improving services to these children, that efforts are made and adequate investment is also made to increase the number of human resource towards the care of these children, and more so investment into this cadre called speech therapist.
Dr. Juma further urges pregnant women to deliver in health facilities so as to reduce various conditions which may affect the newborn during childbirth.
Cerebral palsy more often is preventable. Good maternal care will be able to ensure that we don't have children developing cerebral palsy.
His sentiments are further echoed by Anita Temo, an occupational therapist at the Vihiga County Referral Hospital.
For autism, we normally have our occupational and even physiotherapy services at Vihiga County Referral Hospitals, where we train them in the developmental milestones, and the physios will come in and train in the ambulatory part of it.
Our guardians who are parents, they need to bring out these kids or a child who they feel that is not as the neighbor or it's not as the previous child, that they find that there's a bit of challenge with them, that possibly these children need to be screened adequately, and if they are found to be having autistic features, then they are put on adequate therapy.
Mayor from the National Councils of Persons with Disabilities says most parents are unable to distinguish between various forms of disabilities, urging various players to join hands in creating awareness so that children with disabilities can be identified as well as supported.
The level of awareness is too low, that parents are unable to distinguish between types and categories of disabilities. They are unable to distinguish between autism, cerebral palsy, and other types and categories of disability. Another challenge that I have seen is that parents are traveling for a very long distance looking for services like physiotherapy, and this is key. It's a key management tool that will be able to improve the lives of these children. So for me is that we need to improve the reach of these services.
Journalist and radio presenter Masimboni, together with her co-founder through the organization dubbed Almasi Guardians, advocates and reaches out to parents with children who have various forms of disabilities, among them being autism. Mercy says that their approach is to assist both parents, guardians, and caregivers of children with disabilities, having in mind that through such acts helps in empowering the person concerned in supporting child's health growth.
Na kitu ambacho mimi naamini kama Masimbone ni kwamba iwapo mlezi hatakuwa sawa, basi yule mtoto ambaye ana ulemavu hatakuwa sawa. Na ndio maana Almasi Guardian sasa tukakuja na initiative hii kuhakikisha kwamba tunawasaidia wazazi ambao wana watoto walemavu. Tunawasaidia kwa njia gani? Kwanza kwa kuwaelimisha, kwa sababu tunaamini kwamba knowledge is power. Wakipata knowledge, basi watakuwa na uwezo wa kujua kwamba nikifanya hiki nitasaidia mtoto wangu. Kipeleka mtoto wangu hapa atasaidika.
Daniel Dembede, Lookuptv, Kisumu County.
Time for sports tonight here on Lookup Weekend. Now, businessman Amos Butit emerged the overall winner of the second edition of the KCB East Africa Golf Tour. Now, the handicap 18 golfer carded 40 stable Ford points to beat 112 players at the Eldoret Golf Club in Nakuru.
Initially, at the first 9, I thought first 2-3 holes I didn't play well, and I thought I was out of the game. But eventually, on number 5, I think I picked it up from the pieces, and I went on well. It went on well, ending up with scores of 18 points, which is a level, which I was happy for it. Very poor in playing with the rains, and I fear rains, but fortunately today, I managed to get, because in the last 3 holes, that is when it started raining on us. So I did 3 parts in those 3 holes that it rained on. We were being rained on. So which is very good for me. I think I thank you for that. And I thank, yes.
Right, now earlier on I said in Nakuru, that was a mistake, it's Eldoret. Now this is about Nakuru. Now Nakuru County has created the Youth League to nurture talents from teenage. Now the county has launched the under 13 and under 15 years players, where it officially kicked off at Kihoto grounds in Naivasha.
KFF ni FKF ndio. This is a function meant to develop youth football. It's a launching ceremony for under 13 and under 15 youth football in Nakuru County. This is in line with Football Kenya Federation manifesto to develop, nurture and expose talents.
Is running, and during those youth leagues they will have selections for the all-star team, under 13 and under 15 all-star teams. Now these teams will compete inter-counties and will have all-star teams in each region. After this, these regions will compete, the 8 regions of Kenya, and we will have an under 15 and under 13 national team.
Wameweza kuvaa jezi ya samawati, wamevaa vinyasa.
All right, now an update. Manchester United has beaten Brighton 7-6 on penalties in the FA Cup semi-final. Now they're going to meet Man City in the FA finals. That is the Manchester Derby. All right. Of course, most of the time people say Manchester is red, Manchester is blue. So we have no idea, but we do hope that it's going to be red in the finals. Before I leave, man, I've almost forgot that I need to read your feedback here. There's no way I'll tell you to send in your feedback and I don't get to read that. So James Kinyo says mass weddings are the way to go, responding to the story that you did about 7 couples actually getting married in Nyandarua. And he also says these cults need to be stopped as soon as possible, responding to the story about what is happening in Shakahola, whereby you're still, trying to save those people who had decided to fast and follow that particular pastor, Mr. Mackenzie. Quincy Akado says most Christians are being taken advantage of due to their ignorance, still in response to that particular story. And I believe these other feedbacks, I had read them earlier. Isaac Kiprotich Leting, Pablo Moja. And yeah, thank you so much. And Pablo Moja says watching, Ruiru is watching. Thank you so much for your time and making time for this program tonight. On behalf of everyone that has made it a success, I do want to thank you so much for watching this particular program. Let's do this again next time. That is tomorrow at 9 p.m. and also at 4. And also some of the stories that you see here are actually on our site. That is at www.lookuptv.co.ke. As soon as they break, we actually do write them and post them on our platforms. All right? Have yourselves a lovely night. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Philista Adundo.